Welcome once again to my show, Celebrity and Variety Talk Show with Josie Latimer. Today, my topic is the old school R. Kelly VHS sex tapes. That's what my topic is about today. And I had a few things I wanted to touch on that and say. It just seems like everyone is coming out of the woodworks at the last minute, which leads me to believe there's some form of conspiracy, uh, whether he's innocent or guilty. I still feel that there's some form of conspiracy going on against R. Kelly as if this stuff was planned. Because all of these people are now coming out with these old school sex tapes. And matter of fact, I was looking for a VHS player the other day. I went to pawn shops, I went everywhere, and I couldn't even find one. So on this third sex tape, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy that this particular person that came out to Gloria allred and presented this tape to her did not know that he had it. Which means what? Which means that he has viewed it maybe time and time again. It's no way. I have old tapes here at my house from long time ago. I remember what tapes I have. What person in their right mind would have this type of material around their property and they don't realize what it is? And all of a sudden, since this R. Kelly drama is going around, now they come out of the box. All of a sudden, they're looking through VHS tapes. You know how old that is? How long ago VHS has been out? Why now dig in your stuff and look at these tapes unless you already knew that you had it? And perhaps feeling guilty because that's a crime there. To know you have this stuff on your property, to know you've possibly been watching it, you and your friends, you say you like sports and somebody probably gave it. Well, you know who gave it to you. Only reason you want to get it off your hand because you don't want to go to jail like R. Kelly. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer that you knew was on that tape. Because if a person gave me a tape years ago and I was really into sports like he said he was, I'm going to look at that tape way before now, 20 years later. It's no way. If you are really into sports like you say you are, and someone gave you this sports tape, why look at it now? Because of the R. Kelly drama that's going around? It's got to be something to this story. And then the wife maybe or perhaps didn't know you had been looking at this tape with your friends. Because all of a sudden, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to dig through my old tapes. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to look at it. What would make you want to look at a VHS tape in 2019 unless you already knew it was something on that tape? What would make you have a tape at your property and you don't know what's on it? So you knew all along. You even know who gave you that tape. So you're just trying to get that tape off of your hands because even if you threw it away and someone discovered it, even a garbage person could have discovered it and they could have called in and said, I found this tape from this address, and you could have been in trouble then. Because to watch porno of sex being given to a child or a child having sex with a mature and adult, you had to have watched this time and time again, and you had it at your property. You didn't just dig through this all of a sudden. That's a no-brainer. You just want to get it off your hands just to clean your own conscience. Nobody in their right mind would believe this because it just sounds too artificial. Or unless it was conspiracy going on, just like with the young girl that went to court when R. Kelly was in court for child molestation, and this girl went and searched him out. And then this other girl said that she gave someone a tape to hold. And then this person, R. Kelly, had to pay these people to get it back and this and that. It's just a lot of drama going on here. And this stuff, it seems very shaky. I mean, if R. Kelly did this stuff to kids, of course. But look at how many other, he has to pay for that. But look at how many other men, women, a lot of you women have men right now that you know or you've heard of that they had been with a girl underage. Some girl maybe lied and said, oh, I'm 18 when indeed she was 17. Or, I mean, you hear this stuff every single day. And matter of fact, I was talking to a girlfriend of mine who's an attorney, and I said, what they need to do is they need to announce it. If any young girls have been with any older men other than R. Kelly, his story's already out there. Let's get these rest of these people's stories because R. Kelly is not the only one. And we all know that. Even some of you men out there that are accusing R. Kelly, you know you have been to bed with some young girls. Stop just trying to play dumb. R. Kelly is not the only one. It's just that R. Kelly got busted because he's a celebrity and he has money. That doesn't make it right. But what is right is that there are more men and women. Women are molesting young men just like men are molesting young girls. So like my girlfriend that's an attorney, I was talking to her about it. She says they couldn't even open up that can of worms because the phone lines will be flooding. You'll have a whole bunch of people calling in, lying like they're doing, some of them are doing on R. Kelly, already knowing the situation. Like for this third old school VHS tape to appear from this man's property, all of a sudden he's going to look at a VHS tape. You knew it. You knew you already had it. You knew you already been watching it because why just now you're going to look for it and you're going to see R. Kelly? The story just sounds so shaky to me. I don't know where I got it. How are you not going to know where you got a tape that's at your house? I remember every tape when I did TV shows, every tape that I did, I remember. No, this stuff is conspiracy. It's getting out of hand now. And it's going to be a big mad mess in court. It's just really helping R. Kelly because this stuff is crazy, man. This stuff is crazy. And his wife sits there and seemed like she don't know. And I talked to my wife about it. Well, you shouldn't have had to talk to your wife about it. If you found a tape and a man's molesting a child, why would you have to talk to your wife and ask her, what should you do? You should have done it 15, 20 years ago when you first started looking at it with your friends and whoever gave it to you. You knew then because you guys hid it because you said it was some sports on there. And as you kept watching it, that was an underground deal there. And this is a no-brainer. Anybody in their right mind can see clearly that it's something wrong to this story. I don't know how it got there. Huh. And then when you found it, I'm going to ask my wife, what should I do? Well, the only reason you was asking her because possibly you was afraid because you know that you could get in trouble for watching that tape with a child having sex with an adult. So it's just something fishy here. And the wife sits there and looks all homely and innocent, like she didn't know what was going on. And possibly she didn't. Or maybe she did. And maybe they had to find a way to get rid of that tape, that third tape that had sports connected with it. If you're a sports fan, a friend gave you a tape 10, 15, 20 years ago, you're going to look at it back then, not just now. What's going to make you dig through your tapes? And so evidently you must remember, ooh, I got this R. Kelly tape. I better go ahead and turn it in before I get busted. To me, that's what it seems like. All this is my own opinion of how I feel about that third old school VHS tape. And as I said, I went looking for a VHS tape. I couldn't find one nowhere to be found. I could not find one. That is so old. That is so, this is just like a no-brainer. Oh man, you don't know where your tape came from and it came from your house and you don't know where it came from? And so now you're just now going to look at that tape that your friend gave you those years ago on that VHS and you're going to see R. Kelly. No. No. You're going to have to tell me something better than that for me to believe you. You're going to have to come up with something better than that because that means you're a molester also, because if you had that tape on your property and someone gave it to you, you saw that tape a long time ago watching those little girls have sex with a grown man. And I hope your wife didn't look at it with you. That is really, really cruel. So it feels like it's a conspiracy to me. This stuff is beginning to be kind of, it's kind of changing my thoughts here because it's a whole lot of mess involved here. It's really got messy. When this third VHS tape that Gloria allred presented with this guy with a letter, he even had to read a letter. If I was innocent about something, I don't need no letter. I don't have to read it. I don't have to read. I'm just going to come straight out and tell you I found this tape. I don't know where it came from. I've had it years ago, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't have to ask nobody, what should I do? I would automatically call the law if I saw that a child was being molested. So with that, click like, share, and subscribe. This stuff is becoming a circus. And I'm kind of sick of it. It's getting to be sickening now. I mean, R. Kelly's already got to go to court. He's already got to be proven if he is indeed guilty. Everything is alleged. And if he is. But this man here, that means he is worse than R. Kelly. To sit up and to look at this tape all the time. He had this tape at his home. No telling how long and how many times he's been looking at porno with these children. So I think the law should check into that as well, because they just want to get that tape off of their hand. Because he was like, well, I just didn't know. I didn't know whether I should turn it in. And then I talked to my wife about it. You didn't need to talk to your wife about that. You the man. You didn't need to talk to your wife about turning in no tape with no child having no sex with no grown man. You know you didn't need to talk to nobody about that. First thing you need to do is talk to the police, not your wife. So that means if you had to talk to your wife, it was a discrepancy because of the fact that you've had it, you know you had it, and it's just a whole lot more to this story. I don't know where it came from. No, I don't buy it. So anyway, this stuff is becoming it's crazy. It's crazy. It is so crazy. Everybody's against R. Kelly, which means that it is a conspiracy with all of these tapes. Like I said, if R. Kelly's guilty, let him go ahead through on. He's already indicted. He's already got his court date. But for this last man to come on the bandwagon with an old VHS tape that he had at his home, and all of a sudden he's going to start digging up old VHS tapes? You know why you dug it up? Because you want to get rid of it and get it off your hands and put it on R. Kelly so you wouldn't go to jail. You and your friends. You know who gave you that tape. If you're into sports, you know who made you sports tapes, and you know who gave you that tape. That's all I have to say. So with this, please click like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to end my show. And I hope you enjoy it. But everybody is entitled to their own opinions now. But this third old school VHS tape sounds like conspiracy. Sounds like he was guilty, the man that turned it in. And it sounds like, well, it looked like his wife probably didn't even know that he had been watching it. She could or could not have known. Because men can get with their friends and watch this stuff. And these innocent little women, like Bill Cosby's wife, they little homely women, they just sit in the background and whatever they little husbands say, it's okay. No, he been watching that tape. So look into that. The law has to look into that too. It's no way on this earth you would have a tape like that, and then in the middle of it is some sex on it, and you know who gave you that sports tape. It just didn't add up. And you didn't have to read. You pretty much gave yourself away by reading this letter. So with that, I keep saying I'm going to end my show, but that just didn't sit well with me. That third old school VHS tape. It could be some of the same stuff they already have anyway. So he just wanted to get that tape out of his house, off of his hands, and away from him and his wife and his family, because he knew he'd been watching that tape many, many years, anytime he felt like it, because it was at his property. So click like, share, and subscribe, and I'm going to come back to more of Celebrity Talk with Josie Latimer.